Dr. Taniela Fusi Malohi, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure, also the Minister for Meteorology, Energy, Information, Disaster Management, Environment, Climate Change and Communications, Tonga, Mr. Mayong Jun Kim, Charge d'Affaires at the Embassy of the Republic of Korea in Fiji, and his staff were here with him today. Mr. Henry Warwick, Acting Director General, Ministry of Infrastructure, Vanuatu, and Mr. Robson Tari, Acting Director of Ports and Marine Department of the Republic of Vanuatu, Mr. Sakusa Tuisulia, Regional Director of Triple GI representatives from the Green Growth Institute. I believe one or two staff are here from HQ in Seoul. Distinguished guests, development partners, members of the maritime sector, ladies and gentlemen. Warm greetings to all of you. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the official launch of this important regional program, Decarbonizing the Maritime Sector through Low Carbon Maritime Transport Roadmap and MRV systems for Fiji, Tonga, and Vanuatu. So it's quite a long title for a regional program, but I hope I managed to read it correctly. At the outset, I acknowledge with deep appreciation our development partner, the Ministry of Oceans, Fisheries of the Republic of Korea, for their generous support, the Global Green Growth Institute, Triple GI, for its technical leadership, and my fellow partner governments, Tonga and Vanuatu, for their shared vision in addressing one of the most pressing challenges of our time, decarbonizing maritime transport in the Pacific. Why this program matters for the Pacific? For small island developing states like ours, SEEDS, maritime transport is not a luxury, it is our lifeline. It connects our people, sustains our economies, and enables the movement of goods and services. Yet, we must also recognize that maritime transport is a source of greenhouse gas emissions. The Pacific is on the front line of climate change. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and changing ocean conditions threaten our livelihoods, cultures, and sovereignty. For Fiji, reducing maritime emissions is not just an environmental goal, it is a vital step towards safeguarding our communities, protecting our natural heritage, and ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come. And I believe this also applies to all our Pacific Island nations. In terms of alignment with national and global commitments, under Fiji's nationally determined contribution to the Paris Agreement, we have committed to progressively reducing emissions from all sectors, including domestic maritime transport, as we work toward achieving net zero emissions from 2050, or by 2050. This work also supports our role as an active member of the International Maritime Organization, IMO, which adopted a revised GHG strategy last year. The strategy calls for reducing total annual GHG emissions from international shipping by at least 20% by 2030, striving for 30% and ultimately achieving net zero by 2050. For us in the Pacific, this target represents a pathway to safeguarding the 1.5-degree goal and protecting our ocean-based economies. What the program will deliver? Through this 5-year initiative, Fiji, Tonga, and Vanuatu will develop national low-carbon maritime transport roadmaps to guide policy, investment, and infrastructure decisions. We will establish robust monitoring, reporting, and verification systems to ensure accurate tracking and effective management of maritime emissions. We will also pilot innovative infrastructure investments in selected ports to reduce fuel use and emissions from both vessels and port operations. For Fiji, this means tangible support for improving inter-island shipping, making ports more efficient, strengthening the government shipping franchise scheme and government shipping services, I suppose, the routes, upgrading navigational aids, and enhancing maritime data systems. So it is quite a comprehensive program. Complementarity with existing initiatives, this program builds on and complements ongoing regional efforts, including the Pacific Blue Shipping Partnership, PBSP, which Fiji is proud to co-chair. The PBSP is a collaborative initiative comprising 7 member states: Fiji, the Republic of Marshall Islands, Kiribati, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu, with Palau and the Federated States of Micronesia, FSM, having expressed their interest to join. Together we share a common vision of reducing maritime emissions, improving efficiency, and securing a sustainable future for Pacific shipping. For Fiji specifically, this program will directly reinforce our domestic efforts. The ministry I'm responsible for, Ministry of Public Works, Transport and Met Services, is currently developing the Transport Decarbonization Implementation Strategy, TDIS, which will outline the national pathway for reducing emissions across the entire transport sector, maritime, land, and aviation. The lessons, data, and best practices generated through this regional collaboration will feed directly into the TDIS, ensuring our national strategy is both regionally aligned and internationally credible. In the past year, we have also advanced key initiatives to strengthen our maritime sector. These include the recent opening just last week, and we are happy to have had the IMO Director General with us, or Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization. So we opened the IMO's first Pacific Regional Presence Office in Suva, which enhances maritime safety and governance in the region and urgent measures to address derelict vessels in Suva Harbor. I should add that 2 weeks ago we had also signed a MOA with the Wait Institute, and the man himself was here, and we are very pleased with the progress regarding these derelict vessels in Suva Harbor. The Triple GI Director here in Fiji is also a Ngoli owner, so we are pleased that that this project will, that particular project will hasten the removal of the derelict vessels and also clean up our Suva Harbor. By linking these national achievements and broader regional commitments such as the PBSP and this new program, we are positioning Fiji to take a leading role in shaping a low-carbon, resilient, and future-ready maritime sector for the Pacific. Despite these advances, challenges remain. Much of our domestic fleet is aging, so it's a battle to convince the Minister of Finance to give us more funds for new ships. We face limited dry docking capacity, which increases the cost of essential maintenance. However, government is currently looking at proposals for not only for shipbuilding, but also ship maintenance and the related shipyard facilities. So there are currently various feasibility studies going on, which is why it's important that this government should be given another 4 years. But anyway, we'll see what happens in about 12 months' time. Many of our jetties and navigational aids need repair or replacement. This program gives us the tools and expertise, investment pathways to address these issues in a structured and sustainable way. In addition, I'd also like to mention the current review of the various maritime-related legislation, including not only within the transport sector, but specifically the MSF Act and related legislation, in order to align it with international conventions and standards and compliance standards or measures as we move forward, given the various challenges we currently face. This is not the end of our process, it is the beginning of a journey, what we are doing today, a journey that will require political will, technical expertise, and the collective commitment of governments, the private sector, development partners, and the Vanua and communities. By working together, we can deliver a future where our ships are cleaner, our ports are greener, and our maritime sector continues to drive prosperity for our people while protecting the environment. On behalf of the government and people of Fiji, I thank you all for your commitment and partnership. Let us now set sail on this transformative voyage towards a greener, more resilient Blue Pacific. And thank you, and I wish all success towards this program that we are launching today.
Two, three.